Gather round, friends, new and old, and welcome to the Campfire Collective podcast. I am your host, David, and I am joined also by my fellow co-host, Jenny.
Hello,
welcome
friends.
on, Jenny. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, listeners. It is another week of campfiring.
Yes, and this is, no Philip
Yeah.
in sight this week. He
Nope.
is moving, so he is not with us today. Making this the first official David and Jenny podcast. This is yet to
It
happen. We can
is.
check it off the list right here.
Yeah, I feel like we've all been taking advantage of the fact that we have 3 hosts now, and we can take a week off every now and then, whether it be for spontaneous, it's necessary kind of reasons, or just because I know you went to Mexico that one week.
I did, and then you were gone 1 week.
I was gone. I can't even remember why. I think I had.
I think it was something to do
conflict.
with work. Yeah, there was some sort of work conflict.
It was. I think I was asked to work or something. But the point being that we can do that because we have 3 hosts, and it's we know we have confidence in that we're leaving the podcast in safe hands while we take a week off. But yeah, so
Yes.
Philip is not with us. It's been a while since Philip has not been on since last summer, I think, sometime.
Well, this is gonna be a fantastic first David and Jenny episode.
So Philip is not with us. He's moving something in his life. He's moving on from something.
He's moving on
something.
to the next chapter, whatever that
the next
could
chapter. But Jenny, it's a week for you and for me as well. Is there anything exciting happening?
Well, I'm in the middle of rehearsals right now for my next puppet show. I will be portraying Ripley in the movie parody of Alien. So that opens here in Arizona on May 5th. I think I said May 7th previously, and I've had it wrong this whole time. It's May 5th.
Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah. It's going to be a very, very busy night. And I'm sure people are going to be in the Cinco de Mayo spirit, wanting to
think that's
enjoy
gonna be so
our
much
bar.
fun.
Oh, it's going to be a blast. It's our first show back this season, and it's the second time doing this show. So I know it's a fan favorite, and I'm excited to see what people think of this new adaptation.
Well, just to fill you in, there's absolutely nothing new going on in my life.
Nothing. No interesting stories to share from
Not
the last week?
a single one. I'm thinking about the whole week that I've had, and absolutely nothing interesting has happened. Nothing beyond the regular. Oh, except for maybe I already talked about this last week, but Easter Sunday was just the greatest thing ever with my
yes,
my niece.
go on.
We hid, like, my brother and I hid the little golden bunnies and the little eggs all around, first inside, and then later after breakfast we hid them outside as well. And then she's like 2, like literally 2 since February. So so she's like running around like finding those little lint golden bunnies. And then when she was looking for others at the other end of the garden, my brother and I were like re-hiding them. She found the same bunnies like 8 times each.
That's hilarious.
But the greatest thing is that she had no idea, nor did she care. She was just having a great time finding bunnies everywhere.
That's so
greatest
magical.
thing ever. Amazing. Absolutely loved it.
Well, on the topic of that then, my Easter Sunday was also great. I only had one party the Saturday before Easter, and it wasn't even Easter themed. I was just visiting my good friend Rapunzel. But on Easter Sunday, we did have a massive family Easter brunch. My cousin Sierra, she hosted, and she put together this fantastic spread of sweets and savory goods, and we just chowed down. She had these chicken cordon bleu poppers that she found at Whole Foods, and there was this cinnamon bake that she put together, and there was strawberry. It was just, I had 2 plates. I couldn't help myself.
Holiday food.
Oh, it was fantastic. And then we don't have any kids in our family besides her daughter Ruby, so Ruby got to just sit on the patio and enjoy bubbles being blown in her face. She's adorable. She had a cute little Easter bonnet on. So hopefully when she gets a little older, we can start doing Easter egg hunts, and we can start calling the Easter Bunny to come stop by. Coming right into our main topic here, should we reveal what we're talking about today, David?
Please, by all means.
We have both seen the legendary Super Mario Brothers movie. We both saw it recently, and I just have so much to talk about. It was just a treat. Don't you agree, David? Well, before we get into it, how about we just put a little summary out there to the universe just to establish what exactly we're talking about. For those who haven't seen it, we want to just keep things. I don't know how spoiler we're going to get, but let's start with this summary. So, while on a plumbing job in Brooklyn, brothers Mario and Luigi get sucked down a suspicious green pipe, transporting them into the mysterious Mushroom Kingdom. They lose each other along the way, Luigi getting trapped in the clutches of the villainous, all-powerful Bowser. With the help of some familiar allies, including warrior royalty Princess Peach. Mario must stop Bowser and his Koopa army from taking over the kingdoms in order to save his brother and return home. How's that for a summary?
Excellent. Very good summary. Very brief. Covered everything. Yeah,
Basically.
hit all the points. Okay, so I don't know, Jenny, let's review this movie. You know, we discussed that we were going to review this movie earlier, like from the beginning of the week.
Mm-hmm.
And Philip has seen this. I know he's told me he saw it like a year ago. It was like an unfinished version. Like it was like some sneak, they do like trial, just to see how a movie plays for an audience.
Yeah.
They do like secret showings at like for certain movies, and he got to see it.
Wow.
And yeah, I don't know if that's why. Maybe it was like, hey, I could skip this week, because I know he told me he felt like he would have to watch it again. So,
well, I'm sure it changed a lot over the course of a year.
I'm sure it did. Like these animated movies, especially, are a lot easier to adjust. You don't have to go onto site again and reshoot. You might have to record some new dialogue. And I know the animation wasn't even finished when he saw it. So,
oh wow,
could be that they really hadn't fully decided what they were going to do.
Well, between us two, we both have different. We've both seen different versions of it because it was unplanned, but I ended up seeing this movie in 3D. I got the chance to experience it all close up and all. Just
right. I wasn't sure if you had like looked up that it was different. The European version was different or something.
No,
you never know.
It was a total accident. I totally booked my tickets for the wrong day. So they were like, "Oh, well, we've got a 3D showing at whatever time we were at." So I was like, "Oh, sure, why not?"
Do you in general, do you like 3D, Jenny?
No.
No. I hate it. I hate 3D. It adds nothing to the experience of the movie. Half the time you forget that it's in 3D anyway because it's not even noticeable.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just like hurts your eyes. It's annoying. It's like, this is not why, why?
The only way I could see 3D being worth it if something was specifically made to cater to the three dimensions.
Exactly. Yeah.
If it's like just enhancing
Journey to the Center of the Earth.
Yeah,
remember
exactly.
Journey to the Center? Because then there's like things that actually pop out at you, and it's like, whoa, then it's fun. Okay. Anyway, we're getting off track.
Yes, but I saw Spy Kids 3D. That was where I was going to go. But anyway, we're getting off track.
Also that one. So, all right. Well, okay. So general plot points of this movie. You went over the summary. Jenny, thoughts?
Okay, well, let's just put it out there now. This movie was obviously made for kids. This was not meant to be for. It was meant to cater to all ages, but at the end of the day, the way this movie was structured, it was absolutely meant for kids, children, all the way. It's the plot. I would say they did a pretty good job creating a narrative to introduce the world in a cinematic form. It took us. It was structured pretty well. We didn't spend too much time in each section of the kingdoms or in Brooklyn where we started off. It was pretty even. It was cool to see different interpretations, but in the end, I was just watching this. I was like, oh, this guy is here because he'll be a toy later. Or, oh, that cart's right there because that'll be in this reference, this game later. It felt like I was being advertised to a lot.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. I think that the plot was, there's certain things that I just, it threw me a lot when they started out in like the real human world of Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was odd.
Because we never see a
I wasn't
moment.
expecting that. Yeah, because
Yeah,
that's not from the games. You know that
no.
that was a really I don't know if it was a totally original because I know that there was a movie from the '90s. I haven't seen it, but yeah, it was weird to see them in the real world. There were some cool plot points. I haven't played a lot of Mario games, but I in the Mario games that I have played, namely especially New Super Mario Bros on the DS, played
Mm-hmm.
that a million times.
Me too.
Princess Peach was always this sort of helpless princess who needed saving. I
Mm-hmm.
like that she was a strong character in this movie. I didn't like that they turned Luigi into into sort of the helpless, hopeless, needs saving character because
But
Luigi was always my favorite character.
yeah,
So
but they give him a good arc. There's this arc that we get to
yeah, I
see
guess
Luigi have, where I mean, it could have been the changes could have been so much more, but we got to see a little bit of a growing up happen, where he's this scared little plumber brother guy into a brave brother trying to
right.
help save Brooklyn and save all of the Mushroom Kingdom residents. You know what really bothered me was Luigi. I
What?
could kind of tolerate, but I was so not a fan of Peach's dialogue. It was
Oh,
just,
really?
in general, the dialogue in this movie again was just to move the plot along. There's not supposed to be anything deep, but it Peach just felt like she was saying, "I love Anya Taylor Joy." By the way, her dialogue was just, it was just basic, just like, "Oh, we have to fight Bowser. Please help us fight Bowser. Watch out, Bowser. We're gonna fight
Yeah,
you." It was
it kind of
just,
felt like dialogue from like NPCs in an actual video game in a sense.
yes.
Like it's like you're playing Mario and someone's like, "We need your help to defeat the blah blah blah," and it's yeah, I get that completely. I will say I like Mario's the way he starts out. It's almost like when you
Mm-hmm.
start out playing a new game, or if you start out playing games in general, you're not very good, right? And
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like the arc where Mario doesn't know how to do like backflips and jumps and he's not coordinated to do all the things that he would do in a video game. And that's kind
Mm-hmm.
of like a kid like learning how to play the game. You know, that kind of parallel, I guess, was nice. But there was nothing really about the plot that was surprising.
No.
There was nothing novel that was done, I guess. What did throw me was the spoiler alert, the conclusion of the story kind of it takes you back into our world. I'm not even sure I like that. I kind
No.
of like that Mario and Luigi were now in the Mushroom Kingdom universe, and that they wouldn't then come back to Brooklyn, which already to begin with was weird. But anyway,
Yeah.
let's talk Easter eggs, Jenny. That was probably one of my favorite things about the movie was like 'cause I love
Yes.
Mario Kart. I love I always played the 2D games, never the
Mm-hmm.
3D ones.
Mm-hmm.
But the little like 2D scenes where you saw Mario doing his backflips and jumping and hopping and loved that. I love the
Yes.
Mario Kart sequences.
The
So, I
little,
thought that was actually a lot of fun.
yeah, watching the callbacks to like the visual game format. Like I saw Melee at one point show up, seeing the different references to other Nintendo games. So I saw a little Easter egg to Duck Hunt. I saw Icarus pop up. And then also too, just seeing, I was having a field day seeing all the Donkey Kong franchise characters, because
Mm.
I enjoyed playing the Donkey Kong games when I was younger too. Seeing Diddy Kong, I screamed. I was like, "Yes, Diddy Kong!" And Dixie Kong and Cranky. Oh, it was so cool to see them. I didn't expect to see them in the movie. I knew Donkey Kong was going to be there, but wow, that was fun for me. And then
I do
the
think the fight between Mario and Donkey Kong Jr., right, was the was actually one of the highlights
oh,
for me.
definitely. Did they have, just to confirm too? Did you see that the stage they fought on, that was basically the setup for their game, wasn't it?
For
The
what?
original game when they came out, the Donkey Kong and Mario game.
Oh,
Wasn't
I
that
don't
basically
know.
the same
I have
setup
no
or
idea.
no?
Never played it.
Okay.
Yeah, my gaming knowledge is not very good. So, but I do know that that spoiler alert coming up in our game.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to talk a little. One of my questions, we've already recorded that, was about which game, what was the first game, and Donkey Kong was an arcade game. Was the first game in that sort of universe. It was an arcade game, and Mario appears in that game, but as just as technically as the villain for one of the villains or something for Donkey
Mm-hmm.
Kong, which I found fascinating when I was reading up about that. But yeah, so a lot of Easter eggs, which actually I think was, you said the movie's for kids, and I
Mm-hmm.
don't disagree with you at all. But that was what was in there for the adults, for the people who played these games since the
Mm-hmm.
80s. All those like, oh my God, this is just like what I played, you know? They had
Yep.
Rainbow Road in there. They had, like they had Rainbow Road, which is something that's been around since like the early days of Mario games, Mario Kart
Mm-hmm.
games.
I
And they
can.
also had the
Yeah.
selector, the cart selector from the newer Mario Kart
Oh, and
games.
they had all the sound bites too. I recognized every single sound that came when they pulled a lever or when they spun the wheel. And also, too, we're going to get into this in a moment, but hearing the different characters create the different voice acting sounds that came with
Yeah.
either punching or kicking or
Right,
spinning
right.
around. But hearing, and
Does it
also,
make you
too, yeah.
mad? Does it make you mad that studios can literally just pull on things from 20 years ago that we enjoyed as children and get you to come see a movie just on that without actually making the movie actually really good?
Yeah, it does bother me a little bit. We've gotten to
Yeah.
this whole era of relying on nostalgia to
It's
sell
all, yeah, it's
tickets.
all nostalgia. It's
Yeah.
all, yeah,
It's
exactly.
as much as I enjoy it, it does bother me a little bit. But we're getting I would say it's pretty you probably could disagree with me, but it's there seems to be a good balance of nostalgia, box office breakers, and original storytelling.
Yeah,
Maybe
I
yeah,
don't
you
know.
probably disagree.
I guess it just bothers me that Sony will never make a Spider-Man movie that people won't go see. You know what I mean?
Oh.
Because it's Spider-Man. You gotta. It's it's like they made the Super Mario Bros. Movie. What was they almost actually succeed? I think with a lot of people they did actually succeed in getting them to not go see it. With their casting
Well,
choices, we'll get to that in a
I mean,
second.
yeah, we'll get to that in a
But
second.
like beyond that, like if they're making a Super Mario Bros. Movie, people who've been playing that game just based on that are gonna want to go see it. You know?
Oh yeah, oh yeah, I had
Yeah.
an absolute blast. I was so for seeing it, and I can totally see where they're gonna go with any potential sequels. I mean, we got to see spoilers. We got to see a 2 second moment of our favorite dinosaur Yoshi. We didn't see the Yoshi. We
Mm,
haven't seen him yet, but there was a little nod, and I could totally see them incorporating him into their next potential film. And there's other characters too they can branch out
I have no
into.
doubt.
They've got
Yeah.
we haven't seen Daisy, we haven't seen Berta, we haven't seen all of those characters that we've grown to love from all of the games. So we'll see who they decide to incorporate next. Me thinks that Bowser Jr. will come into play later, but we'll see.
Well, okay, let's talk about it. Let's talk about the voice acting. Let's talk about the
Mm-hmm.
characters. This was actually a point of contention, I think, for years, for like 2 years since they
Mm-hmm.
announced that Chris Pratt was voicing Mario, who is not Italian or even Italian American. He's from
Mm-hmm.
Minnesota, and you can hear it.
Yep.
It bothered me a lot when I heard about it because there is an increasing emphasis these days in Hollywood about casting people who actually do represent the culture of the character that they're playing,
Yes.
and for whatever reason that is not afforded to Italian or Italian Americans, which kind of, as an Italian, a part Italian at least, not Italian American, but Italian, that does actually bother me a little bit. And then it was revealed that he wasn't going to do the voice. That part didn't bother me as much. Like he tried to do a little bit of a Brooklyn accent, which I guess was enough, because listening to Mario voice
Mm-hmm.
for a full movie, not sure I'm on board with that. So
Well,
I, sup-
yeah.
I came round to end up supporting his choice not to do the voice.
Mm-hmm.
But I like the casting of Chris Pratt. On the face of it, bothered me.
Well, after seeing the movie, I mean, it didn't sound as bad as I thought it was going to.
Yeah, he
Part of
did
me
fine.
he did fine. Part of me thinks they might have used old footage or old editing of the when they made the trailer. The
Mm.
voice sounded so much like Chris Pratt doing the voice. I thought you can tell that with everybody, they did some sound editing. So, Keegan Michael Key, who played Toad, his voice was turned all the way up and he spoke super nasally to make it match better with Toad. And same with Jack Black, who played Bowser. He spoke in a deeper voice to play this
Yeah.
large
That actually
villain.
threw me. I'd forgotten that it was him, and then only like
Mm-hmm.
halfway through the movie, I was like, "Hey, wait!" It was when he was singing "Peaches," actually, which was
Mm-hmm.
another actual highlight for me. That song that tickled me a little bit. It was quite funny.
Oh, I've
Um,
been seeing nonstop on social media and all
I had
Instagram.
guests in my bar singing that song, and I was like, "Wait, I've heard that before." Oh yeah, it was when I watched that movie a few days ago. Yeah.
It was pretty cool for those who are Tenacious D fans. That will give you
Mm,
a nice little moment
yes.
of enjoyment to hear Jack Black singing again. I think everybody overall did a pretty good job. Like in terms, like it was
I
either
like the
fine
voice.
or yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
the
Go ahead.
the voice of Luigi, I thought that was a great balance between sort of something realistic, something that would fit the movie, and what he actually sounded like in the games.
Mm-hmm.
Charlie Day, I actually thought found a nice sweet spot in there, which I
Mm-hmm.
don't think Chris Pratt quite hit. Same with Jack Black. I think Jack Black did a great job with Bowser. Yeah, overall, I would say the voice acting. I was pleasantly surprised.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I think I already touched on this. I think some of the character choices, the way that the characters drove the plot, wasn't a super big fan of. I didn't like that Luigi was for most of the movie just in a cage. Like he was always my favorite character.
Yeah,
When I
I
played
was really
the
hoping
new Super
for
Mario Bros on the DS, I would always play
yeah.
with Luigi. And once I figured out how you could actually do that, I never played with Mario ever again. I thought it was weird that Bowser wanted to marry Peach. Like, I know he kidnapped her all the time in the games. I never realized that he wanted to marry her, if that was ever a thing, and it was a weird thing to see in the movie.
Well, for all we know, she probably was kidnapped because he probably loved her, but there was no indicator about needing to marry her. I think he was just going to steal her and just
I
keep
always
her.
saw it kind of
But
like, you know how like a dragon in a cave or under a mountain, like Smaug protecting his gold
mm-hmm.
just because he wants his shiny gold. I
Mm-hmm.
always thought of him like Bowser kidnapping Princess Peach to be kind of like that. Like he wants to keep the princess in a cage or locked up
Yep.
in his castle because she's a princess and he wants to lock her in a castle. Never needed to be deeper than that. And I thought that was like
Well,
I didn't hate it, but it was weird.
for all we know, that could have been the setup for their plot point to have that grand moment where everyone's all together and the final battle began.
I guess. Yeah. Any other comments on acting?
Just I know I can't stop thinking about how I was happy with the way they did Peach, but oh my god, give her some better lines next time, guys.
Yeah.
Please. It was
Yeah, there,
painful.
there wasn't much in the way of actual character there. Yeah, I agree completely. All right, so let's do some fun facts before we move on to our final
Yes,
thoughts.
please.
So Mario originally was named Jumpman. Uh,
Jump man.
Jumpman.
Ah.
Yeah, I reckon this must have been before he ever had an M on his hat. But yeah, originally called Jumpman. He was also originally a carpenter instead of a
Oh.
plumber.
What
Yeah,
made that do we know why that switch was made?
let me have a look.
And while you do that, I completely forgot to mention that even though Chris Pratt stole the spotlight away from the original voice actor, we do get a little bit of a Easter egg with him as well. He pops up right at the beginning. The voice actor for Mario from the games.
Oh yeah.
He has two lines.
Oh.
Yeah, he pops up at the beginning. So when we are first introduced to Mario and Luigi, and after we see the commercial, he's the one playing on the game console right there in the restaurant. He's the guy who goes wahoo.
Oh.
That's
Oh,
the original
cool. That
actor,
is so cool.
and then he
Nice.
pops up one more
Well,
time at the end.
so apparently it was because in the game itself there was like the scenery in the background was like underground in a city or something, and so they
Mm.
decided to turn him into a plumber instead of a carpenter, which made a whole lot more sense
Oh, that
that he
makes
was running
sense.
around in the
In the
in the pipes
in
and the sewers.
the
Yeah.
sewers. Yeah.
Yeah, another fun fact that I already mentioned, he was originally the antagonist in Donkey Kong Jr. in
Mm-hmm.
1980, and Mario, Wario, and Luigi voiced by the same man. And I think
Oh,
that's obviously, that may not have always been the case. I'm sure there's been multiple actors to voice these characters across many different media, but Mario, Wario, and Luigi voiced by the same man.
wow. That's what a multi-talented voice actor. That's impressive.
All
Wahoo.
right, Jenny, final thoughts. Final thoughts on the movie. Did you like it? Would you recommend this to people?
Okay, well, just obviously go in knowing that this is a kids movie. It's meant to just be a moment of nostalgia for adults. Uh, just a moment for us to go and relive the games that we all grew to love. I enjoyed it overall. I thought it was a blast. I was having so much fun seeing all the things pop up on the screen. Would I see it again? I probably wouldn't.
Would
It
you see the sequel?
Yes, I would.
Ah,
Yes, I would see it. I would want to see what they continue to bring to the table in terms of
yeah.
storyline and what other
And maybe
characters
they
they
listen
can
to
whip
this
up.
podcast episode and they write better lines for Peach.
Please write better lines for her. Do justice for Peach.
Justice for Peach. Okay. Well, I liked it. I played the games when I was little. I watched it and had some real moments of enjoyment. Loved the Easter eggs. Did I think it was great? Absolutely not. I when someone asked
No,
me like, "Oh, how was it?" I said, yeah, "It was decent."
it was
It was
fun.
decent, and that's as much as I'll say about it. Like, it was fun. Sure, it was fun to watch. Would I recommend it to people? Only very certain people who maybe
Hmm.
carry a lot of nostalgia around those games, and
And will
that's
we
it.
see you at the whatever
Yes,
hypothetical sequel?
unfortunately, yes, I will probably be at the sequel. Hopefully, they recast Mario, but yeah.
Wahoo. The games section is brought to you today by Sassy Mama Sales. Want to get a blast from the past with a fine vintage item? Or maybe need a new blender or other household item? Go to eBay and search Sassy Mama Sales located within the eBay stores page for all the greatest finds you'll want for every occasion. Sassy Mama Sales, all one word, all your shopping in one stop.
Yes, it's time for the game, and Jenny, you brought on a guest.
I did! So, straight from the good old Sun Devil realm of my alma mater, I bring on my good friend and current DM for my Dungeons and Dragons campaign. It's Nate Cooch, everyone! Hi, Nate! Thank you for coming onto the podcast!
Hey, everybody. Thanks, Jenny, and thanks, David, for having me on. Glad to be here.
Yes, welcome.
Again, thank you so much, Nate, for being here, for joining us for this video game and cinema themed podcast. We have a couple questions we want to throw your way before we start our game today. I'll go ahead and start. So, Nate, I know you're a huge lover of video games. What is there a game that you're looking forward to playing that's coming up? If you are, what game is it?
Yeah, Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom is the
Oh
sequel to Breath
yes,
of the
that's a
Wild.
great one. Good choice. The original, the first one that came out, the Legends of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. That game was awesome. I only
Mhm.
got to play little bits and pieces with my friend Emily, actually. But I hope someday to be able to play it in full. From what I've seen, the new trailer that came out looks fantastic.
Mhm.
I can't wait to see and hear more. Go ahead, David. What's your question?
All right, Nate, this is the first time you and I have ever met, so I don't know you. Are you a cinema person? Do you like film?
I enjoy film mostly as a plebeian, not a cinematographer per
Right.
se.
Okay. So fair enough. Yeah, Jenny
Cinemaphile.
was
Yeah.
Jenny was letting me know that you guys met in college and you play. You were. I don't know if I'm butchering this. I don't know Dungeons and Dragons, but you guys partake in the Dungeons and Dragons world,
Yes, in the
and
world of
and
fantasy.
and you also were in an
Mhm.
a cappella group together. So you're
Yep.
clearly a big. Well, you're in the world of the arts. So
Mhm.
here's a cinema question for you because that's where I live in the
Yep.
cinema world, I guess. What is a movie from the quote unquote previous generation, as they say, that makes you
Mhm.
wonder how cinema ended up where it is. Now, this could go either way. Maybe you think cinema has gotten better since the old days. Maybe you think it's gotten a whole lot worse. So just a movie that you look back on and wonder, like, wow, things used to be different.
Yeah. I would say Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Wow.
One of my favorite movies growing up. And I don't know, I feel like comedies just aren't made that way anymore.
They really aren't. They really aren't. And also I feel like this generation doesn't appreciate that type of comedy. It's interesting. I've seen a lot of my Monty Python stuff that I find hilarious. Monty Python and the Holy Grail I watched and I found painful. I could not enjoy it.
I think I watched it when I was young enough where I didn't internalize how painful it was. The cringe just made it better.
Right. I think you really have to either be like, I think if I watched it high, I would enjoy it a lot. I think that there's
being high and being a kid are very similar states of being.
They really are. That's true. That's true. Logic goes out the window.
Yeah. You don't need a coherent plot. Just some dry humor and some situational humor, and that's all you need.
All right. Well, there you go. Great answers. We got to know you a little, just a touch, Nate. And now we're gonna play a game. So I've created a game, and in this episode we reviewed the new Super Mario Bros. Movie. I can't even, like every time I think about it, I can't remember what the actual title is. Is it the Super Mario Bros. Movie, or
I think
Super Mario Bros. Movie, or the movies? I don't even know.
Google is telling me the Super Mario Bros. Movie.
The Super Mario
Bros. movie. That makes sense. Let's
That's
okay.
good. We have clarification.
Anyway, there is a whole world behind this movie. And we're going to play a game that I kind of tried to structure around a Mario game in a very loose, basic way. So in a sense, it's multiple choice game. However, you are going to be getting 1-ups and losing lives. So you get a 1-up if you answer a question correctly. And you lose a life if you answer a question incorrectly.
Okay.
And you are racing to 3. I only have 8 questions prepared. So if neither of you reach 3, which is very possible,
we'll try our best.
Then it'll be whoever's ahead at that point wins. Now, who gets to go first? So we're not gonna. There might not be an even number of turns in this game. So whoever gets there first. So one person who goes first might have an advantage. Whoever gets there first will win. And who gets to go first? Whoever can get closest to the year when the first Super Mario Bros. Game was released.
Oh.
So since you're our guest, Nate, I'll let you go first. Take a guess at which year Super Mario Bros. Game, the original, was released.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
The original, I'm going to have to say 1980.
1980. Jenny.
Oh, I wasn't even close to thinking that year. I will say I'll keep in the same decade then. How about 1986?
You guys hit either side of this. So it's between the two of you.
Who's closer?
The year. Well, that's the question, isn't it? Who's closer? Drum roll, please. The year was 1985. Jenny will get to go first. Which means, Jenny,
dang!
At the moment, this game is yours to lose. First question. What does Yoshi love to eat?
Awesome.
Is it A, flowers, B, mushrooms, C, fish, or D, fruit?
Oh. So I'm going first, yes?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to say fruit. D.
Okay, D, fruit. Nate, what do you think?
I think D, fruit as well.
That is a point apiece, a 1-up apiece, I should say. Each of you has a 1 life. Let's see who can get to 3. Question 2. I hope this isn't too easy. Oh dear. Are you guys really familiar with the Mario world?
Not particularly.
I mean, no, but I've played enough Mario content to have a basic grasp of everything. So I'm not like a Super Mario super fan.
All right. In many Mario games, a certain variant of the Koopa flies through the air in a cloud, throwing down spiny eggs to the ground around the player.
Mm-hmm.
What are these Koopas called?
Oh.
A. Floopas, B. Laticus, C. Spinies, or D. Bowzinos? Jenny.
Bowzinos! Oh my god, that's so funny. My gut is saying option 1 or option 2. Can you repeat those two for me?
A. Floopas, or B. Laticus?
Oh, okay. My brain my gut's telling me option A because it sounds like it's a weird mash of the name of Koopa, and it indicates flying because it starts with F and L. So I'm gonna go with Floopas.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Nate.
I'm gonna go with B. Lakitu.
Latiku. All right, A and B. One of you is correct, and it is Nate. Laticus, don't know what it means, don't know where it came from, but that is apparently the name of those little characters, which means you get a 1-up, Nate.
Ooh.
And I might decide that we play to like 4 or 5, because otherwise this game's gonna be over real quick.
So wait, did you make up those other options, the other names?
Floopa, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Bowzinos, yes.
Mm-hmm.
But the other ones, no.
Spinies,
Spinies are the things that they throw, or they throw down spiny eggs, and then those then uncurl into spinies. Apparently.
Mm-hmm.
What was the first game set in the Mushroom universe? A. Super Mario Bros. B. Donkey Kong. C. Diddy Kong. Or D. Mario Party? Jenny.
Whoa. Well, that's the real question though, because Donkey Kong and Mario were they were together very early on, so that makes me intrigued as to when that could be. I'm just going to say, I mean, I'm trying to think of that game. I don't think we ever see a moment indicating that it would be in the Mushroom Kingdom, so the Donkey Kong and Mario game. I'm going to go with
Universe.
Yes,
the Mushroom Universe.
Thank you.
Not the Mushroom Kingdom necessarily.
I'm just going to go with Super Mario Brothers, the first one.
I'm going to go with Donkey Kong. I vaguely remember some trivia point where it was Mario Jumpman Mario first appeared, I think, in like one of those old arcade games. And it was the one where you have to get to Donkey Kong by hopping over the barrels through the girders and stuff. So I think it's Donkey Kong.
B. Donkey Kong is correct. Well done, Nate.
Oh, nice, Nate.
You've reached 3. I think this game is terrible because I feel like it was over so quickly. Nate, you're just in on your Mario knowledge. How should we do this, guys? I've got like 5 more questions left.
Well, how about you give me 2 more questions and see if I can tie up.
Clawed back.
Yeah.
Okay, so the lead is 3-1. Mm-hmm. Well, actually 3-0 because you lost a life. So 3-0. We're gonna see if you can make it back, and if Nate can get these questions wrong, because otherwise,
we'll see.
Nate, you are crowned the winner. I mean, I think really, Nate, you're the winner anyway. But we'll see. We'll see how this goes.
We'll make it entertaining.
We gotta. The content has to be more than.
Listen,
than
what happened with last week's episode?
Yeah.
I want to see if we can do a round 2 of this.
What are you referencing from last week, Jenny?
Oh, just I was trekking behind, and then I was able to come back on. Oh
yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, we were playing a game, Nate, and I got the first 2. Like I won the first 2 points. Our guest got the next 2 points and tied the game with me, and Jenny was trailing. Jenny was done. Jenny was out until she wasn't. Right.
Oh, dang.
And then she came back and won. Yeah.
Wow. That's what I'm
All right.
trying to keep my fingers crossed for this next round. Go ahead, David.
Yeah.
Who created the Mario character? A. Satoshi Nakamoto. B. Shigeru Miyamoto. C. Gunpei Yokoi. Or D. Jonathan Blow. Or Blau. Jenny.
Can you repeat the first two names, please?
Satoshi Nakamoto. Shigeru Miyamoto.
Ooh, those names are very similar.
Mhm.
I'm just gonna go with my gut, and I will say option A.
Satoshi Nakamoto. Nate, do you have an inkling?
Miyamoto. I think I've seen YouTube videos or interviews where he's the creator of Mario.
Well, you're absolutely correct. Yes, Shigeru Miyamoto is the famous creator of Mario, the character. Gunpei Yokoi also was a game designer for Nintendo, and Satoshi Nakamoto was the pseudonym, or we don't know what this person's real name was, but Satoshi Nakamoto is the creator of Bitcoin. And then Jonathan Blow is just an American game designer.
I don't like my choice anymore.
Well, Jenny, you remain at
Jenny's
0 points because
bro.
we're not going to give you negative points.
Okay.
You remain at 0.
Okay.
Nate, you're sitting pretty at 4. Let's just power through the rest of these questions. Nate, you are a winner.
I'm having too much fun.
See,
let's just keep going.
Yeah, let's just see how Jenny. Maybe you can claw back some.
I'll try to redeem myself a little bit. Yeah.
What color is associated with Mario and Luigi's rival Waluigi? A. Yellow. B. Pink. C. Orange. Or D. Purple.
Oh, purple! Absolutely purple. That's 1 point for me. Thank you.
Nate.
It's purple.
It's purple indeed. Jenny, you get a 1-up. You get a 1-up. You're sitting at 1 point. Nate, congratulations. You're at 5 points.
Woo.
According to the 1993 Super Mario Bros. Movie, what is the last name of Mario and Luigi?
Oh, jeez.
Is it A, Mario, B, Fratelli, C, Tubo, or D, Fungi?
Oh my gosh, I haven't the slightest idea. I didn't even know he had a last name, to be honest with you.
According to that movie and some other sources, he does. Whether that's considered canon or not, I actually didn't read that much into it. But I know that movie decided to name him. Like, give him an actual last name.
Oh my gosh.
And
okay.
Luigi, obviously, being his brother.
Well, I'm going to go with Fratelli.
Fratelli. Nate.
Something's telling me Jenny's got this right, but I've got to go with Mario Jumpman Mario. I'm going to go with last name of Mario.
Nate can't miss. His last name, according to that movie, is Mario. He's Mario, and his brother is Luigi Mario.
You gotta be kidding me.
I'm not kidding you. It's so weird. If you've watched any clips from that movie, it's extremely weird. It's live action.
Wait,
this is really
what
strange.
year was this movie out?
1993.
Oh, this is the John Leguizamo movie. Yes,
Could be.
Maybe.
Could be.
I've never seen it, and so I was like, I had no idea, but I've heard Mario Jumpman Mario, and
I've heard some weird information about this movie.
Yeah.
I know that Peach is not even involved. Apparently, there's this whole thing about Daisy shows up because Daisy is Luigi's romantic interest, and they were like, "Oh, Mario can't have a romantic interest. He's apparently." They considered him too old to have a romantic interest because I think it was played by Bob Hoskins, which I disagree. I cannot believe they left Peach out. That's ridiculous.
Anyway, Fratelli, Tubo, and Fungi are all Italian words. Fratelli meaning brothers, Tubo meaning tube, and or pipe, and Fungi meaning mushrooms. I made all of those up, but yeah. I thought they might make sense if you thought about it.
Yeah,
for
Fratelli actually works a lot better than
Fratelli
Mario.
Could work really well. Yeah, Mario and Luigi Fratelli sounds way better than Mario.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, maybe this is a tougher question if you didn't play the games a lot. Of what color combination is the mushroom that turns the game characters into the mega versions of themselves, i.e. Mega Mario or Mega Luigi? Is it A, yellow, B, yellow and purple, C, yellow and red, or D, yellow and blue? Jenny.
I'm going to go with yellow and red. That sounds familiar.
Nate.
I'm going yellow and red as well. I vaguely remember that being the ones where you hit it and it goes boop, boop, boop,
Nate
boop,
can't miss. Yellow and red.
boop.
My goodness, man. Is there anything you don't know about the Mario games? I guess we'll
there's
find
gotta
out.
be something, but
I haven't found it yet. What is the name of Bowser's son? Is it A, Bandit, B, Bowser Jr., C, Baby Bowser, or D, Koopa Kid?
I'm
Jenny.
going to say Bowser Jr.
Okay. Nate.
yep, Bowser Jr.
Bowser Jr. is correct. Yep. I think that lands Nate at a whopping 8 points. And Jenny, I think you finished at 3?
Yes,
2
I
or
got
3,
a
I
couple
think.
back. I got a couple back.
3 or 4. I don't even know if it matters.
No, Nate is obviously the clear winner.
It's definitely. I think we've established that no matter how I'd set the parameters for this game, Nate, you would have taken the dub.
Now, I just want
So
to
there
say,
you
if this
go.
was a Pokemon themed trivia, I would have slam dunked so hard, but not Mario. Apparently, I'm not
and
a
if
good
it was a
Fiona fan.
horror movie one, I would have been just
Oh yeah,
Nate knows.
yeah. So I got luck of the draw on that.
it doesn't suit me at all, Nate. I do try to make these fair. It wouldn't suit me at all to give Jenny an advantage. So no, I wouldn't necessarily dive into horror movie as a trivia subject unless I knew she was facing up against someone worthy of the task.
Yeah, another aficionado.
Exactly. All right, Nate, congratulations. You've come on the podcast. You've slapped Jenny around with your Mario knowledge and just wow. Okay.
You threw your blue shell at me and just whacked me out of
Yep.
Rainbow Road.
Oof.
That you did.
Oof.
On the contrary, Jenny, the blue shell only goes to people who are in first place.
He was in first place.
Yeah, no, but he wouldn't have been able
I
to
wouldn't
hit
have
you with
gotten
the
it.
blue shell. Yeah.
You would have had to blue shell me if you
Yeah,
came
exactly. That's what you did last week, Jenny. You blue shelled Aaron and I. But anyway,
okay, that's
so the
fair.
game.
That's fair.
Thank you so much, Nate, for joining us for this this fun game. And is there anything that you would like to plug or promote before you sign off here?
No.
All
Just
right. Well,
glad to be on. Glad to play.
all right. Well, we hope to have you on again at some point in the future.
Yes,
to be
that
back.
was so much fun. Thank you so much, Nate, for joining us. You're the best. Love you, friend. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you at the next campaign play round. We have a little game here that we're going to play. We can't call it by its actual name because, copyright, but we're just going to call it blanks. Now, what I'm going to do here is, David, I'm going to name categories of words that I'm looking for, and I need you to fill in the blanks for a story I put together. I will say, I tried my best to find a Super Mario themed story, but I had no luck. They were all epic novels of adventures, and I was like, really? Mario just doesn't go to the grocery store and that's it? But we found something along the lines of a superhero themed or a hero themed adventure, to keep it brief. So what I'm looking for first, David, is a silly name.
Winkle McSqueezy.
What a guy. Okay, give me an unrealistic profession.
Superhero plumber.
Whoa, there we go.
Super plumber. We'll call. Let's keep the Mario going.
Plumber. Yeah, let's make it Mario theme. Let's go.
Mhm.
Okay, give me a country.
A country. Let's go with Greece.
Greece. All right, give me another silly name, please.
I'm trying to decide whether I want to go dirty with this or not, Jenny.
Well, all I'm gonna say to that is Philip's not here. He's gonna just edit.
I'm gonna
this
go
later,
with
so.
Mike Oxard.
Mike Oxard. Yeah, we can go whatever level with this. Philip's not here to edit us, so.
Philip
All
likes
right.
to keep things PG-ish. Yeah.
Well, he again. I'll say it again. He's not here to tell us.
He's on
no
a little
thanks.
moving vacay.
So he'll have a real blast listening to this later. So give me a color.
Magenta.
Oh. Adjective.
Aggressive.
Oh. Adverb.
Slyly.
I'm gonna need another silly name, David.
My goodness.
I know. If we want to keep on the theme of the Mario universe, we could just throw in character names here too.
Let's go. Yeah. Well, let's go with Princess Peach. But when you think of Peach, I want you to think of like a nice round juicy peach.
Okay. So putting real emphasis on the peach.
On the peach. Yeah, well, this is Princess Peach, if you know what I mean.
Okay, well, we'll got one more silly name I need from you.
Okay. Let's go with Donkey Schlong.
Excellent.
Oh no.
Moment here, David. We're asking for a body part.
Oh no. Booty.
Oh no. Okay, so we're going to use the second silly name, so I will fill that in for right now. A U.S. city.
A U.S. city. I don't think there's anything Super Mario themed, so I'm gonna go with Memphis.
Memphis, Tennessee.
Yep.
Excellent. All right, and then there's one more silly name, but I'm just gonna do one for fun.
Well, tell us what it is. Tell us what it is as you're writing it.
I'm just gonna. The silly name is Joe. Just Joe.
Just
That's
Joe.
his name.
Why don't you do Just Joe?
Ooh, Just Joe. I like
him.
it. And then we have 3 more to go here, David. So we need a verb.
Spank.
Excellent. We need a noun.
Spatula.
Spatula.
My mind's still on spanking.
All right, last thing I need from you is a formerly badass actor that now selling out.
Oh no.
I know.
I guess Vin Diesel. I think if he does one more Fast and Furious movie, I just can never take him seriously again.
Are you ready?
I am ready.
So, meet our hero, Winkle McSqueezer, a super intelligent super plumber. A run-in with the Greece military leads him to create his alter ego, Mike Oxard. A magenta supergiant capable of great destruction. He slyly battles the military with his girlfriend, Princess Peach. Eventually, it is discovered that our hero's longtime colleague, Donkey Schlong, distinguished by his booty, is trying to turn Mike Oxard into a weapon, leading to a climatic, if pointless, battle in downtown Memphis with an evil version of the same giant alter ego called Just Joe. Eventually, the enemy is subdued by spanking him with a spatula. In the final reel, Vin Diesel appears to propose joining him in a conquest. There you have it.
There you have it.
Comic super plumber movie. I can't wait to write the script for that. The full franchise. I can feel it in the air. It's on its way.
Ooh. That slaps. Jenny, this is, of course, the part of the show where we bring a little piece of entertainment, whether it be a song, movie, TV show, or, hey, could be something else, that we have recently had a run-in with that we think you should check out. So I've brought a song today, and it's called Swim.
Ooh.
Swim by Late Night Episode. It is a very awesome indie song, and I think it slaps.
Oh. Well, I'm keeping on the theme of a song this week. I want to highlight one of my personal favorite bands. They are no longer called by this name, but at one point they were called Tupperware Remix Party. They are now going by their abbreviation, TWRP. They have an amazing collection of songs. They are a band built by intergalactic beings, be inspired by 80s rock and disco. One of the songs I want to highlight, I probably mentioned them a couple of times on this podcast, but this is the first time. Please go listen to Feels Pretty Good. It's from their album Together Through Time. It's a lovely, almost fully instrumental, and it incorporates a relaxing sound of the beach. There's some amazing saxophone playing in the background, and there's a lovely little robot singing solo. It brings the good vibes. It relaxes you. It gets you in the groove at the exact same time. I say that's a good time. Go listen to Feels Pretty Good by TWRP, because that slaps.
Well, we wrap things up. It's been Mario and Luigi-rific, and it's time to bring this episode to a close. So before we do that, we have a few thank yous that we want to dish out. First of all, to Cass and Crossland and Jake Corlang for the music on the show. Thank you very much, guys.
Thanks to Ryan Ardell and to Josh Hans for all of the audio bits that you get to hear throughout the show.
And thank you to you, the listener, for tuning in. Make sure you find us on our socials at The 3/10ths. And you can find us on Spotify. You can find us on Apple Podcast. Recommend us to your friends. Spread the word. We've got over 100 episodes, and most of them are timeless, so go back and check them out. Again, you can find us everywhere. Just don't go looking on Pandora, because screw you, Pandora.
Well, welcome to our kingdom. We have the Kong family all here. We've got Donkey Kong, we've got Diddy Kong, we've got Dixie Kong, we've got Cranky Kong, and also we got long lost cousin Bear Kong. Oh, wait, that's just a bear. How'd he get in here?